At the eve of a player's 40s, the game was well into approaching its endgame stretch. Azeroth's remaining instances would eventually grow increasingly elaborate in design, culminating in the serpentine labyrinths of Blackrock Depths. Though not the last of instances leading up to 60, its intricate layout, multi-directional paths, and sheer size set the tone for the raids to follow. Blizzard may have made a few concessions toward newcomers, but the team wasn't quick to forget about its roots. When players finally cleared the final hurdle leading to level 60, there were a number of hardcore raids waiting for them at the top of the hill. One of the first was Molten Core, a 40-man undertaking that took place in the fiery chasms of Blackrock Mountain. Here, many of EverQuest's influences came pouring through. Packs of elite trash mobs stood as murderous obstacles leading to each daunting boss encounter, which was no walk in the park itself. Elsewhere, single boss encounters like Onyxia tested wits and coordination with uniquely scripted behaviors and stage-like phases. World of Warcraft's endgame proved to be just as intense as any other, pushing many of its players to go back to the drawing board time and time again, until their strategies were honed to a seamless battle plan. Down the line, Blizzard would only add to the scope of its encounters, with additional downloadable raids packaged with its content patches. With every successive increase in difficulty came a new epic tier set to go with it, a leapfrogging effect that would allow guilds to go up the food chain as long as their gear was up to it. But for some, raiding proved to be an undesirable path for those with less time to commit to the game. Introduced in patch 1.4, the PvP honor system allowed players to rack up honor points and rank by slaying players on the opposite faction. With enough notches on your belt, players could purchase gear with gold comparable to what dropped in high-end raids. The system provided an interesting means for the more casual crowd to compete, but it was merely the foundation. At the time, PvP was almost entirely player-run, with no backing structure to funnel the fight into one place. All that changed with the advent of patch 1.5, which put the now famous PvP battlegrounds into effect. Similar in concept to popular match types like Capture the Flag and King of the Hill, Battlegrounds allowed honor to come in droves and turn the organized chaos of PvP into a well-oiled machine. But the system wasn't without its faults. The incredulous honor grind proved to be just as demanding as raiding itself, taking months just to get pieces of the set at a time. In time, however, PvP would grow as a viable endgame activity with less stringent requirements. Later patches would add cross-server play, additional battlegrounds, better gear sets, and a number of tweaks to keep the system as fair as possible. Eventually, the honor system would give way to a new philosophy that treated the points more as a separate currency than as a prerequisite for buying equipment, putting an end to rank grinding. But every once in a blue moon, a ghost of the past would make their rare appearance in town, sporting that elusive title of Seasons Long Gone. The impact that World of Warcraft had on the genre was felt immediately. For the first time, a mainstream MMO gave its players the means to adapt, play, and enjoy the game as they saw fit, unhindered by high ceilings, glacial grinds, or unreasonable learning curves. But at the same time, it also allowed hard-boiled vets to test their mettle in environments that changed by the month, and with frequent tweaks, the metagame was always shifting. Patches of new content covering zones, instances, loot, world holiday events, and features were dealt out in alarming regularity. Other games would have warranted an expansion for such content. World of Warcraft made it free. And the team's credo of accessibility permeated all facets of play, affecting even the way the game could be viewed, with client-side UI customization and add-ons to enhance the experience. The bar set by EverQuest was usurped by a new world power, and its influence would only continue to grow. On January 16, 2007, Blizzard rolled out the carpet on World of Warcraft, The Burning Crusade. As the first official expansion for the game, Burning Crusade introduced a new world zone, raised the level cap to 70, and introduced new races, the Draenei and Blood Elves. The reemergence of the Burning Legion cast aside old quarrels once again, and a new war erupted in the shattered realm of Outland. Players received new spells, talents, and gear to bolster the war effort, as well as took to the skies with the aid of the flying mount. Battles raged on in the new Eye of the Storm battleground, while several world PvP zones reimagined the borders of combat. A new profession, jewel crafting, brought a newfound source of fortune, and an increased emphasis on reputation had players playing diplomat with other factions. In an interesting paradigm shift, raiding inherited some casual elements, while PvP took on a more hardcore appeal. Raids cleaved player caps and completion times in half, while the arena system provided fiercely competitive grounds for 2-on-2, 3-on-3, and 5-on-5 combat. Later patches would send players racing against Illidan and Kil'jaeden, as well as new seasons of PvP gear to keep blades sharp and fingers clicking, until the inevitable boat ride to Northrend. In 2007, World of Warcraft: The Burning Crusade sold a record-setting 2.4 million copies within the first 24 hours of its release, making it the fastest-selling PC game to this day. It is indisputably the most played MMORPG of all time, and at the rate it's going, the upcoming expansion, Wrath of the Lich King, won't be long to follow. World of Warcraft will be remembered in the annals of video game history as a full-blown phenomenon, played the world over by fans spanning every race, culture, and age group. Reaching the rare status of pop culture fandom, it's taken on a new life outside of the game, in machinima, comics, toys, cards, novels, and even television.
World of Warcraft, I need to play!
World of Warcraft?
I don't play World of Warcraft.
I have never met a woman this into World of Warcraft.
It's a silent passion of mine.
That's how you two met online?
Butters, go buy World of Warcraft, install it on your computer, and join the online sensation before we all murder you. Oh, all right then.
It's parodied and revered all the same by the people that play it. And for most, Azeroth has very much become a home away from home. As of October 28, 2008, World of Warcraft has reached over 11 million subscribers in all its territories, equaling nearly half the population of Australia. While a bit shy of the 6 billion inhabitants of planet Earth, Blizzard's been known to think big. Perhaps someday, the World of Warcraft will truly live up to its name. As our look at the past comes to an end, we take one last glance at a world of history, spanning planets, continents, and people, 10,000 years in the making.